Hi everyone, and welcome to a very, very, very special video. I actually considered making a video like this a long time ago. Basically, this is going to be a full album, first-time reaction and analysis for Tomi P's latest album called Phase of Bass. So there's 9 songs on this album, and of course this is all going to be audio, so what I have pulled up now, as you'll see in the screen record, is I have my iTunes or Apple Music pulled up, and that's how we're going to be watching it, because of course there are not music videos for all these songs yet. So this is going to be a purely listening breakdown without the video. So this is going to be very interesting as far as that's concerned, but this is something Tomi has really wanted me to do. And so I have, despite being a patron of his, I have foregone all previews of everything here, so I haven't heard any of it. Of course, many of these songs, the originals, I'm familiar with, almost all of them, I think. So I will certainly have some structure to go off in that way. Guys, if you don't know who I am Peter Barber. I am primarily a professional opera singer, music producer, and of course a bass vocalist. And yeah, I specialize in bass vocal stuff of all kinds. So I'm going to give a breakdown of these songs. I will be pausing a lot, obviously. If you haven't heard this music before, go listen to the original and then come back and watch this video if you want to learn a lot more about what Tomi's doing, how his arrangements are working, what vocal techniques he's using, all that good stuff. Anyone that's familiar with my work knows how I take time to break things down. I'm aiming to keep this video under 2 hours. That's my goal, which, believe it or not, is much less time per song than I would normally spend. Notoriously, I can spend about half an hour on a 3-minute song. This is about a 30-minute album, 31 minutes according to Apple Music. So you do the math there, that comes out to 300 minutes, which would be 5 hours. So I'm going to try and make this a little shorter than 5 hours. But I got my pit vipers ready. I got a keyboard ready. I have a stiff drink ready. Whiskey. And my video only runs, that camera only runs for half an hour, so I've got timers set to check in. I'll have to just restart the video and then tie everything together. But guys, this is Tomi P's full album, Phase of Bass. Tomi, I can't wait to listen, my brother. Very exciting for me, especially Dear God, Enemy was my favorite song in existence for nearly a year. It has only recently been replaced by a song called Burn It All Down, which is it's related to League of Legends and Arcane. That's now my favorite song. But Enemy, despite listening to it thousands of times and making my own cover of it, which is coming out in a few weeks, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. So this first one on the album may very well end up being my favorite. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to try and not rush, because anyone who's here and has heard this introduction knows it's going to take a while. So let's just let's dive into Tomi P's great music, starting with Enemy. Tomi, here we go.
Up to the sound of the silence that allow for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned.
Okay, so as far as the introduction, he's going from the kind of radio edit, which most people did. In my cover, I went with the introduction as seen in Arcane. It is the theme song for the show Arcane. And very much like the original, keeping it pretty bare bones. A really defining trait about this piece is that it has these hard hits. Like that. And there's very little happening in between those hits. And even in the final product, the final master of the original song, as far as the soundscape is concerned, those hits always really stand out, which is really unique and rare in a modern day mastered song, because usually it's so compressed that no matter what is happening, the sound is like exactly the same volume. It's like the opposite of classical music where there's like this gigantic dynamic range. You get the feeling of dynamic range, and your ear can figure out what kind of would be loud and what wouldn't. But as far as the actual decibel level, the actual SPL, sound pressure level, in most modern music, it's very static. It doesn't change much, which is due to compression, mostly. So Tomi, you can, it's really good, and his is not compressed to the point where there is no difference. So you have these big hits, and on all those hits, it's louder, and then it pulls back in between. So let's just go ahead and restart this song. Listen to this short intro where he starts on something ungodly low, and then goes into the first verse.
Up to the sound of the silence that allow for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you all the greatest that what you turn they hate us.
Oh, okay. What I really liked, or something that he changed up here, is he made the kick and the drums syncopated, so it feels less like a straight up 4 on the floor, and that kind of feeling when it almost sounds like the beat is off, but it still sounds good. That's like I think what it sounds like to people who aren't familiar with what syncopation is. It sounds wrong but right at the same time. There's a little bit of syncopation happening. And I think especially the kick drum there. Yeah, a little before that.
That was smiling when I turned. Tell you all the greatest.
So the kicks instead of, so it's hitting on the offbeats, creating a little bit of this syncopation.
Tell you all the greatest. That what you turn they hate us.
Is that little like dum dum dum? It like clearly edited, so there was clearly chopped audio happening. I think it was a low subharmonic. No, maybe it's not that low. Maybe a C sharp 2 there. What are these bass hits? There's like a bass hit, but then there's all this like distortion happening above them each time it hits. It sounds like a kick with overdrive, where there's intentional distortion on it. And these me sounds. Would not expect this.
Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spend the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
Really, really interesting, and still clearly he's avoiding the wall of sound. So it's still pretty. Like there's no hi-hat, there's no snare. There's literally just this like distorted kick drum sound. These and then like a little. Oh, maybe he's saying enemy. Maybe he's saying enemy in like this little baby voice. This like really tweety voice. And then of course the solo.
Everybody wants to.
And then he's got this like kind of chorus sound that comes in here and there throughout just for a split second. Again, making for this dynamic contrast.
Spend the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
I like that enemy. It comes in real quick there.
My enemy.
is a different chord from the original. The repeat of that second half of the chorus. Yeah, I guess an A4 in there.
Up on the wall as you're praying from a floor, and the laughter in the halls, and the maze that I'm in.
So this must not be all vocal percussion. Correct me if I'm wrong, the snares sound very much like a snare sample.
You're what's up on the wall as you're praying from a floor, and the laughter in the halls, and the maze that I'm in called. I'm stuck in the line, and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be worse.
There's some ungodly low bass happening that I really can't even process with these headphones, because these headphones are meant for like very boring, accurate mixing, and so the super low, super subby kind of bass content does not get picked up very much. It's just a very flat response. So sometimes the really low stuff, I honest to God can't even hear what's going on. But there's a lot of it happening right now in the second verse. There's like some crazy synth stuff. I mean, I assume all the melodic / harmonic content is all vocal. I think, and so it's some of these sound effects are going to be very, very synthesized in a way to make them sound more electronic, still being produced by the human voice, but intentionally making them sound more electronic.
You're what's up on the wall as you're praying from a floor, and the laughter in the halls, and the maze that I'm in called. I'm stuck in the line, and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be worse beaten.
That was an F sharp 1. I mean, chest fry?
When I show you what it's like to be worse beaten.
Chest fry.
You're the greatest, but one, two, don't be oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be like.
Wow, that was really cool. That whole build-up was really fascinating. Let me get a second listen here. So, again, kind of changing the beat in the drums there. And similar, the overall chord structure is the same, I think, but they're kind of like micro changes that change the harmonic center briefly as he's going through. So it's not like chord, chord, chord. It's like chord, suspension, chord, chord, a little more suspension, chord here. And so it's kind of it's kind of weaving out of a set tonality as it progresses. And I love this. That's a classic technique used in EDM where you build up to a point where if it progressed like a normal drop, it would have already dropped, but then you get like a fake out. I call it a fake out drop, where you get a few more measures before it actually drops. So that's what he's done here. And again, clearly a lot of heavy editing to make some of these vocals sound more electronic. That's not for, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, why'd you auto-tune so much? Don't say that. Clearly an intentional thing to go for an effect. It's a thing that really gets me about people that complain about modern music like this being processed so much. It's like, yes, that is part of the aesthetic nowadays. It's just not a cappella from the 60s. This is not the Yale Whiffenpoofs. Okay, this is 2022. At least a cappella vocals with now, of course, this song, some added things. But like the point is not to sound like a totally natural human sound. If it was, Tomi wouldn't have made the song like this. So all these things are very intentional. And a growl, big growl.
Everybody wants to be like Adam.
low growls that unfortunately these headphones can't really handle. Still sounds like F sharp 1s to me. F sharp 1 then slides down a bit further. There's like some dissonance. Where's that dissonance happening? Maybe that's a chorus effect. There's so much happening, and so much of it is so synth-like. It's really hard to tell, like, what harmonies are really specific and what are artifacts, as they're called, of the processing. Artifacts in the sound meaning sounds that were not produced specifically or sung specifically, but are created out of the harmonic interference between all the sounds at once. I think he is going so doing some kind of effect like that.
But did somebody pray for me? I'm praying that somebody hope for me. I'm still with nobody but supposed to be, but posted. Being wreck of emotions, ready to go. Whenever just let me know the road is long, so I put a bit into the floor. At the end of my train, my energy unavailable. I'ma tell him hasta luego.
Shout out to Tomi for not being an English speaker as his first language and taking on a particularly difficult and fast rap section. And I love that he did it different from the original, and he did it very different than how I did it. The rapping itself here is not melodic like the original, but he has a bass line that's very different. In the original, it's very stripped down. It's like a few instruments, light drums until the second half of the rap, and the kick comes in a bit harder, like 808 style. But he has this cool moving bass line that's happening as well.
But did somebody pray for me? I'm praying that somebody hope for me. I'm still with nobody but supposed to be, but posted. Being wreck of emotions, ready to go. Whenever just let me know the road is long, so I put a bit into the floor. At the end of my train, my energy unavailable. I'ma tell him hasta luego. They with the blood on top to the top. I'm in a shape, thinking on the backs. I'm an astronaut, blasted up a planet. Actor just catch it, stuffy and it matters more because I had it. Thought about raking heavy, got an opposition, got a shaking and one ecstatic with precision. My automatic quarterback, I ain't talking second, bake it up. I don't bet it, better. I put it better, see the medic, cause we eat trip. Everybody wants to be
my jaw was open because there's some kind of sub technique happening, either subs or chest fry or in. I'm gonna guess if he wrapped that whole thing in subs, that would be some crazy control. I'd say most likely chest fry, doing the whole thing essentially an octave down.
I'ma tell him hasta luego.
Like that, I think.
They with the blood on top to the top. I'm in a shape, thinking on the backs. I'm an astronaut, blasted up a planet. Actor just catch it, stuffy and it matters more because I had it. Thought about raking heavy, got an opposition, got a shaking and one ecstatic with precision. My automatic quarterback, I ain't talking second, bake it up. I don't bet it, better. I put it better, see the medic, cause we eat trip. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
Another fake out. That's what I'm talking about. So instead, and my version actually does something similar. This is cool. We thought about this the same way. The original. Right back in full drums, everything right there. Instead, Tomi waits to put the drums back in.
Everybody wants to be my enemy.
Right there, fake out.
Everybody wants to be my enemy. Fade away. I swear I'll never be the same. No way. My enemy, fade away. I swear I'll never be the same. No way. But I'm ready.
Cool. Some B1s there at the end. Okay, so he shortened the final chorus. So normally that fade away. I swear I'll never be a saint. No way would have come after one more iteration of the chorus. So he chopped off a bit. Usually the song is like a little over 3 minutes. This one's 252, essentially 253. So he shortened that last bit. But we get a lot of interesting upper voice action here in the ending.
I
There's a lot of like echo. Be the same, be the same, be the same, be the same. You listen to the soundscape here. There's a lot of the main lead saying it and then it being repeated in different harmonies in the background.
My enemy, fade away. I swear I'll never be the same way. My enemy, fade away. I swear I'll never be the same way. But I'm ready.
All right, one down. Bravo, Tomi. Bravo. All right, this is Sweet Dreams. I've actually already done a full video on this, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to listen. I'm going to listen straight through because I want to listen to this album straight through because albums are meant to be listened to straight through. But I'm actually not going to give a breakdown for Sweet Dreams because I've already done a full video on that right here. Boop. So let's go ahead and listen, and we will pick back up with the analysis in Human. And I'll be sure to timestamp all this.
Sweet, sweet, sweet dreams.
Just right.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them wanted to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something.
D1 growl.
Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up. Sweet dreams are made of these. 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 Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Man, that is a really, really solid cover. I remember being a big fan when it came out, and again, one, different hearing something when you're thinking of it like a reaction, like an analysis, as opposed to just listening. Two, another different experience is listening just for the audio, not even watching a video to accompany it. So definitely, you could see the faces I was making. I was like, oh shit, I knew that before. Oh shit, that's a new thing. Because you pay even more attention when there's no video to essentially distract your ears. And on next we have Human featuring Marwan. So this is very exciting. I'm going to go ahead and start a new video and get right back to it. All right, here we go. Human featuring our boy Marwan.
I'm only human. I'm only human.
Down to B flats. Oh, that's not right. Here we go.
I'm only human.
Yeah, B flat.
I'm only human. I'm only human. I'm only human.
During that whole intro, we start off just bass line. The stomp, clap remains the same, but the harmony stack and the leads actually are kind of ascending as we go through. Just creating that effect of building momentum, building excitement as we enter into the first verse here.
Maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm blind. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look.
Amazing. Yeah, this is great. I do like how it's not terribly complicated, which I think is great, especially in this piece. Not terribly complicated. And it's a nice trade-off between the two. We've got this consistent bass line happening down at the B flat. But then the two of them are trading off this lead solo. And then so it's like they'll take a line, they'll each take a line, and then they'll come back together. It reminds me a lot of the Summit cover that Bobby and I did, just in terms of its simplicity and like trading off the melody while keeping that bass line going. Seems very similar in that way.
Don't put your blame on me.
I love that. Open fifth there in the bass, I think. Something like that happening.
Take a look in the mirror, and what do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? I'm only human after all.
So we're getting a little bit more of a wall of sound, just in terms of there are multiple voices, harmonies happening in the background that are just sustaining now. Generally when that happens, I call it a wall of sound. Not if it's on like an or an ooh, but the way it's structured here, it is just kind of like sound. And you can still hear all the specific lead parts especially, but the background is like a block of harmonies.
Don't put your blame on me. Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can't solve them. Lord heavens above.
That sounded like a Marwan, like a bell tone stack. octave higher than I'm singing.
What happens above? I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on Dawn.
No. I believe that was in subs from Marwan. C E flat 2, D flat 2.
Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on Don't put your blame on me. Don't ask my opinion. Don't ask me to lie.
Whoa.
Then beg for forgiveness for making you cry.
Okay. Whoa. Beat change, and there's like a crazy Eric Whitaker style cluster chord that just stacked up there.
Then beg for forgiveness for making you cry.
Ooh, look at all that dissonance. I'm not gonna try and dissect that.
Then beg for forgiveness for making you cry. Making you cry. I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Put your blame on me. I'm only human.
Whoa. Yep. Where does it even start?
Put your blame on
Me. So they're starting on the 4 in their minor. Right, we're at E flat. So that was a flat 1 sub.
Put your blame on
Sounds very chesty, actually.
blame on
No, must be sub. Must just be a fat boy sub.
blame on blame on I'm only human and do what I can. I'm just a man. Do what I can. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame
Now I've got this like very like this very much atmospheric background happening.
blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on
A lot of reverb. There's that reverb. See that reverb tail? That's how you tell what's going on.
I'm only human.
That was super sick. Hold up. So we have got like again. That's a it's a certain kind of filter, often used in EDM to kind of quickly build up excitement, and I think it happens twice in a row in a slightly different way. And then a growl into the zero land, probably, or close, while Tomi riffs down. So there's a nice contrast there with vowels. Like I was talking about earlier, if you do an ooh or an it's not really a wall of sound. If you have all the background voices going, ah, that is a wall of sound that we're getting right now.
I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me.
Don't shake your finger at an E flat 2. We forget that E flat 2 is very much in bass register because we hear the highlights of the freakish low basses. And of course, me, Tomi, Marwan, Bobby, all of us have recorded and done crazy low notes, but an E flat, a quality E flat 2 in chest voice is great for bass. Like, every choir in the country would kill for a bass that can just sound really solid down through E flat 2. Trust me. It is rarer than you might think, given what you likely consume on like TikTok and, you know, hearing Jeff and voice play and stuff like that.
Don't put your blame on me. I'm only human, I do what I can. I'm just a man, I do what I can. Don't put your blame on me.
And then Tomi hits an E flat 1. I'll just eat my hat. No, like I said, E flat 1 in extended techniques, great, but a nice E flat 2 in chest, nothing to scoff at.
On me.
See, there you go.
Don't put your blame on me.
I think that was another E flat 1 in a different technique. Certainly not an E flat 0.
Don't put your blame on me. I'm okay, don't put your blame on me. Blame on me.
To my ear, that sounds like the same pitch, maybe with a different technique. Whew, all right. 3 down, 6 to go. We're doing pretty well. We're actually moving right along. Worth noting, obviously, as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm not going as in-depth because we would be here all night. And I can't do that. I actually have a pretty big audition tomorrow. But this is the night I had free to get this done. Happy to do it. Very happy to finally listen to this. But like I said, I'm not going to take 5 hours. So aiming for 2. At the rate we're going, we should make it. We should make it in under 2 hours. And God bless all of you who are still here and sign here to become my best friend if you actually listen to the whole 2 hours, because that's really awesome. Not counting you, Tomi. I know you're going to listen. And you're already my friend. Okay, wake me up. Whoa, hey. There we go. I haven't heard this. I heard it's not a cappella. Like, I guess he's branched out some. Tomi's branched out some from a cappella. Love that. Apparently this one's pretty simple. It's like acoustic guitar. But featuring Casper, who most of you know. He essentially is the manager for the Bass Gang now, and he creates his own a cappella content and is a very, very solid tenor with crazy extended techniques on the bottom. Really solid singer and just a good dude. Good dude. Go check his channel out. Let's listen to Wake Me Up. I believe the original is by Avicii. That came out when I was very much getting into the EDM scene down in Miami, Florida, about 10 years, a little more than 10 years ago. Love the original. Very interested to see what this sounds like in bass, voice, plus Casper. Let's do it. Use the guitar.
Feeling my way through the darkness, got a boy and bleeding heart. I can tell where the journey will end, but I know where it starts.
Sounds really good, and I love acoustic guitar. It gets me right in the heart. Acoustic guitar, something really simple on acoustic guitar, or something really simple but beautiful on piano, melts me. It just doesn't need to be complicated. On certain instruments, especially. And this sounds great in bass voice. I actually really like it. I've for the last 10 to 12 years of my life, I've only heard it. I think sung by Aloe Black. I think he was the singer featured on Avicii's original. But as we've now figured out, it is easy for bassists to take a lot of pop music down an octave, tenor down to bass, or female vocalists down to bass, like Billie Eilish, which the Bass Gang has showcased. I'm just going to back up a few seconds and keep going. Right now, just voice and acoustic.
But I know where it starts. The tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in the dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eye. Well, it's fine by me.
So wake me up when it's all over.
So Casper would sing, the original would be very comfy for him. Because he has easy high notes. Big time.
Wake me up when
He's all around.
When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
So literally just two octaves. Just the melody in 2 octaves and acoustic guitar. It's so simple, but it's so good. This song is wonderful. This is like you go to a music festival, this song plays, and everyone around you is immediately your best friend. Can confirm that has happened.
So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm old.
There's your B4 from Casper there, which is really high. Very high.
When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself now.
Like nothing.
Didn't know I was I tried carrying the weight of the world, but I only have 2 hands.
Up to F sharp 4 for Tomi there in chest voice. Like also very high for bass.
But I only have 2 hands. Hope I get the chance to travel, and I don't have any plans. I wish that I could stay forever this young. Not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game, man. Not afraid to close my eyes.
Some other kind of guitar there sounds like a. It's an electric guitar, but not like a synthesized electric guitar. It's like raw signal.
Not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is the prize. So wake me up.
Got a B1 sub there.
So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know.
They got Tomi singing up in the high tenor range as
So
well.
wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm
Yes, Casper, let's go.
all this time
C sharp 5.
I'm older. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was
Sick.
finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. Didn't know I was lost.
Who didn't know I was lost? Didn't know I was lost. Didn't know I was lost.
Oh man, it ends in what's the relative minor? So you got this the whole time. Normally, almost lost, but instead it goes lost. Down to the relative minor. The 6 the 6 chord in a major, if the major is the tonic. So you expect it to go there. Ready? I'll sing it for you. Didn't know I was lost. But he goes.
Didn't know I was lost.
Really cool ending. Overall, very simple, but like there is beauty in simplicity. Casper sounds great. Those high notes are bomb. Af. Tomi sounds great. This is a really good key. I mean, a key that goes down to E flat or E natural 2 for bass is great. He threw in a few B1 subs, I believe, and then ends in the relative minor. It's the opposite of a Picardy third, guys. Picardy third is when you have a song in minor. So let's say it's E minor. Let's go up a little. E minor. But instead it ends in E major. That's a Picardy third. It's one of my favorite things in music. That was the opposite. That was like major and then ending in a minor. And I actually don't know the name for that because it's rarely done. All right, Uptown Funk time. We've got 8 minutes on the camera. Let's do it. With David Kahn, one of the OGs in the bass game. Not bass gang, bass game.
Yo, yo. Hey.
Oh, it's very David Kahn. More acoustic guitar.
Do. Do, 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 do.
Original key.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
This hit that ice cold Michelle, fight for that white gold. This one for them good girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces.
I love this. It's so funky and simple. Again, just acoustic guitar, and this recording sounds even more raw. I'm into this.
That ice cold Michelle, fight for that white gold. This one for them
White gold, white gold. Yes, give me those harmonies.
ice cold Michelle, fight for that white gold. This one for them girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in a city. I got chucks on and shake the bone. Gonna kiss myself so pretty. Too high.
I wonder how they did this. I need to ask, because it sounds like David recorded himself with voice and guitar at the same time. Maybe he tracked them separately, but it sounds pretty raw. And then Tomi went in and added everything. And I'm wondering if Tomi heard this and was like, hey, can I use this for my new album and like / collaborate with you on it? I have to ask him how this piece came to be.
Always shake the bone. Gonna kiss myself so pretty. Too high. Hot damn. Call the police, call the fireman. Too high. Hot damn. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. Too high. Hot damn. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. Too high. Hot damn.
Bad about that money, bring it down.
Girls, hit your hallelujah. Girls, hit your hallelujah. Girls, hit your hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. Saturday night, we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch.
As far as I can tell, this is... David does a lot of the... I think he performs live fairly often in smaller venues, and I've seen him doing a lot of like street performance kind of stuff. And I think he does a lot of these like stripped down version of highly produced songs. So yeah, more and more I'm thinking like, okay, this sounds like a David Kahn song that Tomi liked and wanted to kind of hop on himself. If that makes sense. It sounds really good. I actually really, really like it. Again, beauty and simplicity. It's just harmonies Like pretty simply, some are doing vowels, some are doing text, harmonies in and out, acoustic guitar, consistent vocal bass line, and then, of course, neither of them is psychotic enough to try and sing in the Bruno Mars octave, because that is vocal suicide for basses. Doing some scatting almost.
Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some liquor in it. Take a sip, sign a check.
Julio, get a stretch.
Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, you're gonna show out.
Smoother than a fresh just give it.
A low growl.
Damn, call the police, call the fireman. Too high, hot damn. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. Too high, hot damn. Bitch, say my name, you know.
So now we do have, again, not a wall of sound because it's on an ooh vowel, but we do have consistent chords via held harmonies in the background.
You wanna retire, man. Too high, hot damn. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. Too high, hot damn.
Bad about that money, break it down.
Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. Uptown Funk gon' give it to
Take
ya.
it off, Dave.
Saturday night, we in
Oh boy,
the
here we
spot.
go.
Don't believe me, just watch. Whoa.
High D, and okay, David Kahn does have absurd high notes. He really does. Really, it's like scatting.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Before we leave, let me tell you a little something goes like Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Come on. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Come on, now dance. Jump on it. If you sexy, then flaunt it. If you freaky, then own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance. Jump on it. If you sexy, then flaunt it. It's Saturday night, we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch.
That's vocal brass.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Do.
That was really cool. The only risk of doing a song that simple and stripped down is it is hard to keep it entertaining and engaging for 4.5 minutes if you're only using some harmonies plus acoustic guitar. Really difficult, and that's the only kind of takeaway. You know, that's a very hype song. If I were to put that song in a set stripped down like that, I think you got to shorten it. You know, just to keep everyone engaged. I really enjoyed it. I think it's super cool to hear Uptown Funk stripped down so much. But yeah, that's kind of the one risk you run when doing an acoustic version of a song. All right, time to swap out the camera again. All right, and we are back with Lullaby of Woe. I have not seen The Witcher, but I know that's what this is from. I know Tommy's a mega fan. Let's go ahead and he has told me this is probably his favorite on the album, either Enemy or this or Feeling Good. So this is, reset my alarm. This is number 2 I was most excited to hear, so let's do it. And I know he does have a music video for this one. Okay, not a cappella.
Wolves asleep amidst the trees.
A really cool atmospheric sound, which he probably either designed a pad and a synth designer or had a stock sound in there. Oh man, I love this. I love this bass vocal. This simple melody. His voice sounds great.
Amidst the trees.
A.
That's all they're swaying
minor.
In the breeze.
Is that down to a G1? Excuse me.
They're swaying in the breeze.
Woo. Man, that sounds great.
But one soul lies in.
That's how I'm doing Pen Barbers today.
Fearing no manner of goals, X and rings.
Ooh, Tomi.
For your dolly Polly sleep as fond on dear let her tremble alone for the wager. Artless gold, paid in coin of gold.
I think A5.
Artless gold, paid.
A5 to A flat 5. Yes, Tomi.
Artless gold, paid in coin of gold. He comes, he'll go if not.
I'm imagining this happening like in a cave, in like deep countryside, in like the cold. There's a fire. There's like weird shamanistic shit. There's like animal bones. Am I close? That's what I'm definitely feeling / hearing in this song.
He'll go if not behind, but heartache and woe. Deep, deep
Disgusting.
Birds are silent for the night. How steady as daylight dies.
E1? Growl? I think.
Dies.
Yeah.
But one soul lies anxious, wide awake.
E6, you psycho!
Lies anxious, wide awake. Fearing your
I thought I was cool with my C6 at the end of my Game of Thrones cover. Nope. Nope. That was weak. Tomi says, please, get that C6 out of here. I'm going. There we go. Reverse pit viper. Back. They will.
My dear dolly, Polly shot. Your eyes lie still, lie silent. Answer no cries as the witch of brave and bold, paid in coin of gold. He'll chop and slice you, cut and dice you, eat you up whole, eat you whole.
That was an A0. Yes. Nope. Yes. Pianos notoriously cannot even sound in tune down there. It sounds chest fry-y, but I'm gonna guess inhale. Tomi, bravo. That is definitely a favorite of mine. Really phenomenal. And I don't even know that song. I mean, I don't know the original, but that was sensational. Yes. Super eerie, really cool arrangement. Didn't try to do too much, didn't do too much with it, but did enough with it to where it was super interesting and creative the whole time. I love the soundscape you created, whether with a designed or stock pad, doesn't matter. It starts right off the gate in this very eerie, ethereal, dark ethereal kind of realm. You know, like an alternate reality, which it is. Very well captured, my friend. Super cool, super artistic. Love. Okay, this is a song I'm intimately familiar with, if it is indeed Poor Wayfaring Stranger. A song I've done, a song I've sung both operatically and non-operatically. One of the great American folk songs. Let's do it.
I am a poor wayfaring stranger.
I have never, ever, ever heard it like this.
Traveling through this world alone.
So the beat is this. You would never guess that if you're just listening to the drums. It's only the one hit.
I am a poor
Wayfaring stranger,
traveling through
all ooze in the background.
alone.
Oh, that was a So I heard a B flat there.
Word alone.
Right there, yeah.
There is no sickness, no danger.
Split up the word sickness. Sickness, toil, or danger.
There is no sickness, no danger. In the bright land to which I go.
E flat 1 as a solo. Yes, please. Pit Vipers incoming.
To which I go. I'm going there to see my father and my loved ones who
If you guys have heard the Bass Gang's version of Mad World, also arranged by Tomi, the drums here remind me a lot of that. The kind of epic, but not pumping, not four on the floor, but this very epic soundscape being created. Very interesting use of drums.
I'm just going in over Jordan. I'm just going over.
What? I think that's the pitch. I hear that. What are we man. Tomi. Is that a C sharp 0? I don't allow that. I don't allow that.
When
I keep hearing that pitch. But... Dude, is that a C sharp 0? Get out of here. Get out of here.
when over home.
Gross, dude. Gross.
No dark clouds will gather around me. I know my ways hot and steep. Yet beauty has fails her eyes before me.
What the hell is going on, bro? This is nutty. Got dissonance right there.
Yet beauty has
That shouldn't be in there. That shouldn't be in there.
eyes before
Yeah. E flat 1 growl, I think.
eyes before
Yeah.
me, and God redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm only go over Jordan. I'm only go and over home.
That got me emotional. That was so overwhelming. All that was happening there. Wow, that was really, definitely the most interesting arrangement I've ever heard of this song. Usually when people do American folk songs, or folk songs in general, you don't really touch them because they're like traditional, passed down generationally in most cases. And this is, well, this makes sense because as a non-American, taking and making your own unique, super unique and creative spin on American folk song, that almost makes more sense than an American doing it, because the American was just going to want to sing it kind of how it's been done. Yo, that whole final chorus. Phenomenal, dude. Really cool. Really cool. I'm getting more whiskey. Just going. Oh, Jordan. Right then, Tennessee Whiskey, another one I know quite well. The original, I mean. And we'll try to do this one in 15 minutes. And we'll be on to our last song. Hey, yo.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You know, before we get going, Tomi is notoriously phenomenal at riffs. I'm very excited to see him hit Chris Stapleton's extremely famous riff on this song, or maybe even do his own thing with it. Let's see. I'll shut up.
Used to spend spend my nights out in a barroom.
One of my favorite songs ever.
Liquor was the only love I know. But you rescued me from reaching for the banner and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Yeah. You're as sweet as a strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
This song needs nothing. It's a good arrangement. Tomi could not even do a transcription if he tried because he's so creative. But it's a simple enough arrangement. The music and the lyrics takes care of absolutely everything on its own. Chris Stapleton, one of the greatest country writers ever. One of my favorite and most distinctive voices ever. This one sells itself. Just sing the thing, sing the riff. It's gonna be amazing, Tomi. It's beautiful, man. I'm really just gonna listen to this one mostly.
Love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same old places. Found a bottom on the bottle's always dry. When you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me out.
Oh, keychains. Nice modulation there. That was creative. Just a brief thing about the arrangement. Per usual, setting up contrast. We started out with smaller vowels. Now we've opened up to oohs, ohs, ahs. Just adding to the intensity of the piece. Giving it somewhere to go. Giving it contrast. Because this one doesn't need to be a crazy EDM remix. This one is just beautiful. Stunning in its simplicity. I do like that modulation, though.
To get me out.
There's the full step up. Went from G to A. G major to A major, I think.
Tennessee whiskey.
Hey, that's not in the original. You're back, you did a flat 7, I think.
Tennessee whiskey.
What are we back in G? What the hell?
Tennessee whiskey. Oh, you're as sweet as a strawberry wine.
You could get, like I said, incapable of transcription. Incapable. He's too creative. Now I have some crazy modulation key changing happening. Or rather, tonal center changing. I don't want to say it's entirely changing keys, but the tonal center is shifting.
You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Some jazz chords.
Oh,
There's certain chords that kill me. That was one.
Of Brenden, I need to stay strong on your love all the time. You're as smooth as soon as he was good. You're as sweet.
I've been yelping a lot. He surprised me and I go, oh!
You're as sweet as a strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. I need to stay stone on your love.
4-3 suspension. That was a 1-2. This is a 5, a cadential 6-4, I think.
I need to stay stone on your love all the time.
Another suspension at the end. Generally, I'm not a fan of taking the super low octave when I don't find it's necessary to serve the piece in all its beauty. I think Jeff did it at the end of Blackbird, I think, and I was like, did we need the E1 subharmonic? But Tommy's subs are so smooth, and he also finishes it by filling out the rest of that chord, which changes it. It's not just a solo G1 for the ending. There's the G1 there in subs, but then the rest of the chord fills out.
All the time.
There's your 4-3 suspension, so that's... Let me move up to a not gross octave. How about here? Like that, 4-3 suspension. And just like that, we are on to our final song. Feeling good. I'm going to change the camera one more time. All right, my recording has been going for 1 hour and 20 minutes, so we're making great time. Although this is absolutely exhausting, even though I'm not doing as much analysis as usual. But now we got one song left, Feeling Good, one of Tommy's favorites on the album. So you know it's going to be awesome. Here we go.
Birds flying
What
high.
in the hell was this first chord? We got that. That is one of the most dissonant things I've ever heard in my life. Okay, Tommy, keep me on my toes for sure.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel.
Same key as I did my Stairwell version. You know?
Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
Strings.
Breeze drifting on by, you know day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
That was one of the craziest intros I've ever heard to anything. Whoa. Dude. I'm listening to some of this again. There's so much harmonic change happening. There's so much added on to this vocal. The vocal, I think, is pretty much the same as the original.
Drifting on by, you know how I feel.
No, there are differences to fit within the context of these new chords he's added.
It's new dawn.
New dawn. New dawn. This actually sounds pretty accurate. E flat 1 to F sharp 1.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me.
Yes. And I love the strings, the sustained strings with a sustained voice. Very cool texture. I'm creating a full album right now of the style based on my cover of Enemy, which is EDM plus bass vocal essentially, and I use a lot of strings, a lot of orchestration, and it sounds so goddamn good with bass with layered harmonies.
It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel.
So background's this is a lot of, we got pretty much all oohs. Layered harmony on ooh. We got the vocal, now he's singing the lead, more in the tenor octave actually. Still, certainly not the original, obviously. We have actual drum samples, right? Not a cappella. We have actual brass samples. We have actual string samples. Again, hearing it, I love so on my album, whenever that comes out, I have Enemy, that's coming out soon, and then Feeling Good is another one I'm doing. And so radically different from the version I made, which is like a pretty much bass vocal / dubstep remix. Kind of the vibe of the whole of the heavier hitting songs in the album, and this is so radically different, and I love it. I just love hearing the differences between what artists and musicians come up with, and I love that Tomi has branched out with this album because he's been pure a cappella, aside from me forcing the Bass Gang to do non-a cappella for Bones that we released last month. Oh, I forgot to set my alarm again. Who cares? He's been all a cappella since he started making these covers years and years and years ago. So I love that hearing that he's branching out. I hope it helps expand his audience to more people that he totally deserves. And that's the end of that tangent.
You know how I feel. Blossom on a tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me, but I'm feeling good.
you got high vocal harmony and you have high vocals imitating brass, and I think you have high brass as well. Yeah, there's some brass samples for sure.
Out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know?
Drums picking up a bit.
Having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done. That is what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world.
Thick brass, gotta have it. Yes, give me that riff. Modulation at the F. Love the bells. Is that him? F's. No, even higher. Maybe up to an F6, which I think is his record highest recorded. That's probably him. Pretty sure that's him. F big. Half. Tons of cool arpeggiation happening in these instrumentals. Ridiculously high harmonies, and we've got a nice, like, forward-moving, warlike drum beat almost. There it is. Woo. I see why you like that one, my guy. Man, I cannot get over the creativity and simply the breadth of styles and genres exemplified in this 9-song album. We have Enemy, which, let's just refresh our memories.
Sound. Everybody wants to be my
okay, hyper electronic to a much more stripped down a cappella human.
But I'm only human.
Sounds like Avi Kaplan, pretty much. Then we've got straight up 2 voices plus acoustic guitar. To another stripped down version. A little more going on than Wake Me Up, but not much more.
Let me tell you a little something goes like.
There's just more harmonies, but still 2 voices. Lullaby of Woe. Like crazy atmospheric, like shaman ceremonial stuff. Okay. To the craziest version ever made of Wayfaring Stranger. To Tennessee Whiskey. Simply done for the most part with some tonal shifts.
But you rescued me from reaching for the battle.
To Feeling Good, which I don't even know how to put into words how much there's going on here.
You know how I feel.
Again, okay, that's something. And then like this ending. Like this album just covers, like it's hard to believe it's all the same artist. It's so different, which is amazing. And it just shows that Tommy's creativity really has no limits, has no bounds. Like I said earlier, it's very exciting for me to see him branch out from a cappella because, you know, that's something I'm doing, but really I started out not in a cappella. I started out in electronic music, dubstep especially, and then started a cappella, and now I'm infusing them together, essentially. So I love seeing a cappella artists who branch out. That's why I've been such a big fan of Jeff's stuff, because Jeff did a cappella with voice play for so long, and then started making his own stuff, which is not a cappella. It's layered harmonies plus instrumentals. But there's a really exceptional album. So many great things, so much versatility, so much bass, absolutely stupid amount of bass down to what was possibly a C-sharp 0, which is like an octave lower than anyone else in this world records. Very hard to identify pitch that low, but that's what it sounded like to me. All the way up to, I think, an F6. So we have lower than I can go on the piano. That's lower than a standard grand piano. Up to that. It's over 6 octaves. Okay? About 6, actually it's exactly 6.5 octaves of vocal range. Which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It is far beyond what I can do. It is far beyond what anyone I know can do, realistically. Tommy's the king of range, truly. So guys, this is Phase of Bass. This is my full, obviously not full breakdown as far as analytics go. There's much more I could say about everything, but for time's sake and for the fact that I personally don't want to make a 5-hour video, at least not in one sitting, we've got about an hour and a half of analysis plus reaction, plus just some pure listening joy. So thank you, Tommy, for this. I'm very proud of you. This is an amazing product. Yeah, I think my favorites were Lullaby of Woe, Human, I don't know, that one section of Wayfaring Stranger, some of Tennessee Whiskey, some of Wake Me Up. I really liked all of it. A lot of it was really good. It'd be very hard for me to pick a favorite. So bravo to you, man. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, comment below. If you are still here, dear God, you are a true fan, a true supporter of me and Tommy P. If you're still here. If I helped you enjoy Tommy's album more, please consider donating to my Patreon for as low as $1 a month. Link is below. Man, I'm gassed. My voice is tired. I'm out of whiskey. Almost. Let's finish that off. I'm out of whiskey. And, yeah, guys, this is fun. If you'd like to see me do more full album reviews, like of Pentatonics or Voice Play or Home Free, let me know. For me to do that and to invest this much time into a video, I definitely need a lot of like, yes, I'll be there and I'll be watching all of it kind of comments. because it is a big thing to do. It's going to take a while to edit everything together. But I had fun doing this. It's certainly fun for me to just sit and listen to music. Good music at that. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to Tom and P if you're not. Obviously you are, you wouldn't be here. Go subscribe, go check out all this music. And I will see y'all for the next one, whatever that may be. Cheers. Bye.